While they're both publicly coy about it,
No, I'm obviously thinking about all kinds of decisions.
I'm deferring the decision to the right time, which is later this year.
as brother Neil Bush tells it, behind the scenes, it's another story.
There's mom and dad dancing. We get together as an entire family every Christmas. And of course, everyone's kind of curious what Jeb's thinking, but no one really wants to ask him and stuff. I really don't know if he's got the burning desire to run. If he runs, he'll have that burning desire for sure.
Over at the Clintons, it's the same subject. Paul Begala has been their close friend for more than 20 years.
So do you think Bill Clinton wants Hillary Clinton
Absolutely.
to run?
Yes, I do. I think most, all
Do you
the
think
people
he's
who love
actively
her,
talking
I
her
don't
into
know. But believe me, I don't get in the middle of that dynamic.
That's between husband and wife. It's more of a mother-son dynamic for the Bushes.
It's a campaign in the communities.
He's by far the best qualified man, but no. There are other people out there that are very qualified, and we've had enough Bushes.
And we were sitting in the waiting room of the hotel waiting to go to the Bush Library event, and Mom said that. We were all watching Jeb standing off in the corner, and everybody's looking at Jeb like, what's your response to that? But it's not going to affect Jeb's decision.
Wince?
If you ask Dad the same question, should Jeb run, he'd say yes.
He would?
Yeah, he'd say yeah.
Have you asked him?
I've heard him answer that question.
So after 3 decades of Bushes and Clintons,
And Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton.
with all that political baggage, the families could be at it again. But call them dynasties and you get pushback from the patriarchs.
It's not a dynasty. The question is whether she should be eliminated because she happened to have married me a long time ago.
We never felt we're entitled to something.
You think about Jeb Bush running for the presidency. Question is, this is just another member of the Bush dynasty, right? And that, what do you
Mom would kill you for using the dynasty word, but go ahead.
Well, go ahead. Well, what's wrong with the dynasty word?
I don't have any problem with it. The fact that there happens to be name recognition or brand recognition for the Bush name and brand, to me, shouldn't be a handicap. So it's not like it's automatically a benefit to have a famous name, but it clearly gets Jeb off the starting blocks much quicker.
Brand recognition works for Hillary Clinton, too. And former George W. Bush speechwriter David Frum complains it gives the families an unfair edge.
The thing that they bring to the table that nobody else has is this massive pre-existing ability to raise money.
So the system's rigged.
If we end up having a presidential race in which one dynasty plays off against another dynasty, you'll say, is this America or is this the last days of the Roman Republic?
The families are very different. The Bushes have longevity, starting with Senator Prescott Bush in 1952, and sheer size. The Clintons came from nowhere, starting with a young, unknown Arkansas Governor Bill Clinton in 1978. It's a boutique operation. Together, the two families have produced 3 governors, 3 members of Congress, a multitude of rising stars, not to mention 3 presidents, and 2 could-be presidents.
It's just like Hollywood or anywhere else, where there's certain names that stick and people remember.
It's not an ego thing. It's just there's a limited number of people who have all the requisite attributes.
Where were you all in '92?
That's when Bill Clinton beat Bush 41. And if the families face off again, there's a new wrinkle. They're actually good friends, and the presidents co-humanitarians.
I love George Bush. I do.
I love Bill Clinton. Maybe not his politics, but I love Bill Clinton.
Barbara Bush has even started referring to Bill as her adopted son, sometimes as the adopted black sheep son. I don't know how Jeb and his siblings feel, but I know Bill loves it.
How would that affect the relationship between the Bushes and the Clintons if Hillary were to run against Jeb?
I don't think there's ever going to be animus, clearly. I mean, the friendship won't stop, but there's going to be a wall, and then on the other side of the wall, there's politics, and there's going to be it'll be a pretty bitter, it would be a tough campaign, I think.
With two candidates, each family always considered stars.
Jeb, from his family, he was the chosen one. And similarly with Hillary, there was a feeling before she married even Bill Clinton. You know, people in the early 70s were starting to think, someday there will be a woman president. Who might it be?
I actually tried to talk Hillary into leaving me when we were in law school. This is God's truth. And I said, you have more talent for public service than anybody in my generation that I have met. And you shouldn't waste it, and I shouldn't stand in your way. You should do this. And she looked at me and laughed. She said, oh, Bill, I'll never run for office.
But she did.
I believe that I will bring a lifetime of experience to this job.
She lost. The long resume and the Clinton name could not beat change.
It is a great privilege for me to be here with you.
And if a Clinton and a Bush run this time, that fatigue factor is center stage.
If I was to run, I'd have to, overcome that. And so will Hillary, by the way.
Back when I was a younger man, we were saying the same thing about Kennedy's, serving in different ways. And so there's an ebb and a flow, and who knows if high tide is set in for the Bush family. I don't think so. I think the tide's still rising.